Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Empires and Puzzles. Brand new day brings us, of course, a brand new portal in Empires and Puzzles, and this time around, they have decided to bring back the Brave and the Beautiful portal. So we are getting a brand new setup here with a new Beauty and the Beast hero, as well as a costume for D'Artagnan. Fun stuff. Now, I always do. Oh, looks like there's actually a new 4 and 3 star added as well, so that's fun. Okay, so I normally do review videos one at a time. Let's go ahead and start with the top left. We'll do Costume D'Artagnan this time around. Now, I do remember D'Artagnan as being a pretty good fast damager back in the day, so let's see what some updated stats and, new class and all that does for him. So, first things first, we are getting a red wizard. This will give him a chance to do additional damage per the number of buffs on the target he is hitting. A reminder of what we get for the 3 Musketeer family bonus. It is a bonus for 1, 2, or 3 heroes, and it will give a 50, 75, or 100% chance to give cover to a random ally for 3 turns when this skill activates, or when they cast their special skill. Okay. While in cover, the ally takes no damage from special skill attacks or normal attacks. This character instead will take 60, 50, 40% of the damage that character would have received in their place. So, more or less, this guy just basically takes over getting hit for randomly one of the other characters in your team. I do believe that this ability would be so much better if it wasn't activating at random, but you take what you can get. So that's what the family bonus does for 3 Musketeers. Down in the passives department, we get resist defense ailments. This character is immune to status ailments that affect defense, but of course it will not apply to things like elemental defense, etc. But still pretty nice not to have his defense go down. Then we have damage on special skill and cover damage. When this character receives damage from a special skill in place of a character in cover, there is a 75% chance to deal 50% of that received damage to all enemies. Okay, so that's a lot of words, right? But basically, it's saying that while he's covering for someone else, if he receives damage in any way, there's a 75% chance, so pretty high, 3 out of 4 times, there's a good chance that you are going to deal 50% of that damage, not just to a single target, but to the entire opposing team. This is where it gets interesting, because if he was covering a sniper hit, where only damage came in from one person, he's going to have a 75% chance to cut that in half, but then dish it out to all remaining enemies. So I do think that's really cool, and it's a possibility to even push back more damage than was received in. So just understand that's pretty cool. All right, over here in the Aether Power department, we do get attack up. This is going to increase his damage done increase his attack up by 20% for 6 turns, which in turn increases his damage done on probably his first special. If you're very lucky, his second special as well. All right, so down here in the special department, we get Sweep the Soot. Oh, okay. I guess I hadn't really noticed, but it does look like he traded off his, I think he had guns or a sword in the past. Well, either way, he traded off that for a broom. I guess he's more of a chimney sweep now. You know what, whatever works. So he will be operating at fast speed. He deals 500% damage to the target. The target receives 2457 burn damage over 3 turns. This effect spreads to nearby enemies. Oh, wow. Okay. The caster regenerates 915 boosted health over 3 turns. Boosted health can exceed max HP. Oh, man. Okay. So, yeah, this guy is still an absolute monster. So let's do some mental math here real quick, right? 2457 burn damage over 3 turns. So you're basically dividing that by 3, so you end up with over 800 base damage fire per turn from this dot that can be affected by tack up and various other things. So I don't think it would be very hard to see this guy's dot ticking for over 1,000 damage if you have some minimal buffs on him. That's crazy. 1,000 damage a turn is nuts. And on top of that, it's not like you're just hitting one target. This does spread to nearby enemies as well. So you are going to put this crazy fire dot out, and it's going to just start spreading through the whole party. Now, I do want to point out that sounds super awesome, but there are quite a few characters in the game right now that are either, one, immune to dots, reflect dots, some of them are empowered by fire. There's a few reasons why this chain effect could be less powerful, but if they don't have any of those in play, then just understand that this is going to tear through their party. All right, and then he also is going to be giving himself that 915 boosted health over 3 turns, so he does regenerate about 300 boosted health a turn. That's pretty decent as well. For operating at fast speed, I do think that this guy is a fantastic damage output character. If I had to rate him on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say he's a solid 8. The reason I don't put him higher is not that he doesn't necessarily have the potential to do the damage to be higher. It's that his cover ability puts him in a position where he becomes somewhat easier to kill because he's not just taking the damage that's directed at him, but the damage that's also directed at whoever he's covering. Yes, it's a reduced amount of damage, but basically it means if a hit all hits the entire party, this guy, if he's covering for someone, is going to take the initial damage from the hit all and then 60% of the damage from the person he's covering. So it just means that it's much more likely that he's going to fall faster than you'd like him to. I think this is the type of character that you'd love to pair with someone like Sable, who like pops someone back up fairly often, just to get him back into the fight and keep being annoying for the other team. But either way, he's a solid damager at 8. If you pull him, congrats, level him up, enjoy him. And yeah, I'll move on to the next video. But as a reminder, if you do like what I do, there's a little button at the bottom right. You can click on that, get me set up for the future, or at least find me easier. I have been working more with Empires and Puzzles, so who knows? In the future, maybe if I get to like 1,000 subscribers or something, I could convince them to let me hand out a promo code. That would be both cool for you and me. So if you want to help me on that journey, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.